Have you ever wondered how the energy landscape of the future might look? Let's take a moment to look back at where we've come from. Picture this: the late 1800s, homes across America and Canada are being lit by kerosene lamps. Vast resources are poured into establishing extensive kerosene distribution networks. Then, enter Thomas Edison and the invention of the light bulb. Suddenly, those kerosene networks become obsolete, and we see a swift shift to electric lighting. But electricity itself was not immune to transformation. Initially, we saw the use of direct current in a building-by-building manner, thanks to Edison's systems. However, with the introduction of alternating current, the industry faced another upheaval. Those who had heavily invested in direct current found their fortunes evaporating. And it wasn't just a technological shift, a whole new regulatory framework had to be established, much like traffic rules were needed when automobiles hit the streets. The United States took the lead in developing these rules, setting a precedent for the world. Just as electricity revolutionized the world, we stand on the brink of another energy transformation. The future of energy rests in nuclear fusion, a technology with the potential to reshape the global energy landscape. Imagine a world where energy is virtually unlimited and clean, where the fossil fuel giants of today become the dinosaurs of tomorrow. This is not a far-fetched science fiction scenario, it's the potential reality that nuclear fusion could bring. Much like the advent of electricity disrupted the kerosene lamp industry in the late 19th century, nuclear fusion could drastically alter today's energy industry. The oil-dominant nations of the world, such as Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Russia, would find their primary export, their economic lifeline, significantly devalued. Picture the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, better known as OPEC. Formed in the 60s, it has been a significant player in global economics, its member countries holding a major portion of the world's oil reserves. But what happens to such a coalition when oil is no longer the prized commodity it once was? Just like the light bulb rendered kerosene lamps obsolete, commercial nuclear fusion could render oil, gas, and coal-fired power plants obsolete. The geopolitical landscape would experience a seismic shift. Nations previously dominant due to their oil reserves could find themselves scrambling to keep up with countries that have invested early in nuclear fusion technology. Consider Russia, a nation heavily reliant on energy exports. The country has struggled to diversify its economy away from energy sales. A drop in the value of oil could echo the economic crisis of the 1980s that led to the dissolution of the Soviet Union. The flip side of this coin is the opportunity presented to nations currently reliant on importing energy. Countries in Europe and Asia, for example, could drastically reduce their dependence on foreign oil, leading to a significant shift in global power dynamics. The stakes are high, and the battle lines are being drawn. Nations with vested interests in the status quo will fight to retain the dominance of oil for as long as possible. But nuclear fusion, if it reaches commercial scales within the next 5 to 10 years as some predict, could be a game changer. The energy landscape is shifting, and with it, the balance of power. The dawn of the nuclear fusion era might be just over the horizon, and its implications are as vast and varied as the energy it promises to provide. As the world moves towards nuclear fusion, oil-producing nations are fighting to retain their market dominance. The energy landscape is on the precipice of a seismic shift as we edge closer to commercializing fusion power. A change of this magnitude isn't just about the technology. It's about the global community adjusting to a new reality, a reality where oil is no longer the lifeblood of our economies. Estimates suggest that fusion power could hit commercial scales within the next 5 to 10 years. This timeline places us on the brink of an energy revolution that promises to be as disruptive as the advent of electric lighting or alternating current. For oil-dependent nations, the stakes are high. This shift could destabilize geopolitical configurations like OPEC and heavily impact countries reliant on oil exports. The future of energy is fast approaching, and with it comes a new chapter in our shared history. Join us next time as we continue exploring how developments in science and technology are reshaping geopolitics and history as we know it.